But if you guys want to get started, I do have Joseph here. He's with CubiCasa. So he's going to talk about floor plans. As a prospective buyer, floor plans are gold. Um,
Mhm.
so I would strongly suggest checking this out. He's going to walk you through that. And then we have Mark and Dave here as well. So they may give some MLS updates and whatnot as well, because things are always happening over there.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and then maybe, I don't think it's launched yet, but I think there's a scorecard that's going to be on the dashboard. Yay! So Mark will talk about that. They'll turn it over to Joseph first if you want to get started. Um, we'll get going.
All right.
Sounds good. Well, thank you
Sounds
so much for letting me join you guys today. I'm going to get my screen shared and then we can kick things off. Let's just make sure that goes through. Should be pulling up any second now. If I could just get a thumbs up
yeah,
or a
looks
nod.
good.
Awesome. Sweet. Cool. All right. Well, we can go ahead and dive right in. So, again, my name is Joseph. I oversee our MLS partnerships here at CubiCasa. Thank you so much for letting me join you guys today. The plan is to just kind of introduce you to what CubiCasa is, walk you through how you can actually use the tool. It's, of course, used to create floor plans. So, we'll kind of talk about all of that good stuff and really just how you can use this as a way to elevate the experience with your clients. I think the plan for today, we'll keep things kind of brief. I'll give you sort of a high level overview. We'll walk through, what CubiCasa is in general, of course. We'll talk about the benefits of floor plans and why they're important to your listings. And then we'll take a look at the technology itself. So the actual mobile app that you'll be using and the different types of floor plans that you can create from that. If we have time at the end, we'll leave it up to you guys as the group if you want to take a quick look at the dashboard. I'm happy to show you that as well, how you actually access for CubiCasa from your computer and look at all the different ways that you can, edit and customize your floor plans once they've been created. Last bit of kind of housekeeping before we dive in. I've included a QR code here on the screen. This is what you can scan to create your account if you haven't done so already. You can also click through the CubiCasa link on your MLS listings dashboard. Either of those options will take you to that sign up page where you'll be able to create your account, have all of your benefits automatically applied to your account once it's created, and then you'll be ready to start creating floor plans from that. So with that, I think we are ready to dive in. At sort of a high level, CubiCasa is on a mission to bring a floor plan to every single real estate listing across the country. So to start off, I always like to talk a little bit about the why behind that, of course, what the tool is and how it works, and then how you guys can actually help us on that mission to really improve the home buying experience for consumers in your market. Right now, just kind of across the board, we are seeing a floor plan demand gap. So consumers are asking for floor plans to be included. They're already familiar with them on the rental and multifamily side of things. But when we look at active listings, floor plans are only included on around 20% of them. And if we look at research from NAR and companies like Zillow, we can see that floor plans are highly desired add-ons to listings. They help to drive both traffic and demand, and they can even help your properties to sell faster. And we know this consumer demand is there. If you look at some of the reports that come out each year, one of the things we closely track is the NAR Home Buyers and Sellers Survey. And you'll notice that the results remain very much unchanged, with floor plans continuing to be highly sought after. But why are floor plans so important to consumers? I think the biggest way to kind of boil it down is that it helps buyers to understand properties fit for their lifestyle. If you're on a search portal, for example, you pull up a listing, you're swiping through the photos on the carousel, you're going to be learning about that home room by room or sort of piece by piece. But when you have a floor plan available, like the one you see on screen here, you have that easy to view, easy to understand, kind of quick glimpse into the entire property as a whole. It allows you to see the size of the rooms, the flow between them. You can learn if and where current furniture will fit, plan out any sort of improvement projects. But as I mentioned, I think the key piece here is understanding if the property layout suits your client's family. Are the kids' bedrooms near the primary bedroom, for example? Or on the flip side of that, are the kids as far away from the parents as possible? Is there a dedicated space kind of off the main action of the home that could be used as a guest space or a home office? A floor plan is really going to be the best way to make sense of those types of questions, to understand the property layout as a whole, and can also be used as a tool to tie all of your listing photos together, since those are typically just of one single room or space at a time. So now that I've got you thinking about the benefits of floor plans kind of in general, let's take a look at some of the ways that you can incorporate them while working with your clients. First, you can include a floor plan with every new listing. So as I mentioned, this is kind of our bigger picture mission that we're on, but really the purpose of this is to give consumers exactly what they're looking for when searching for their next home, and will also help your listings to stand out, since as we just talked about, only about 20% of them are currently including floor plans. Some of our users have also baked this process into their listing presentations to use as a tool to win over new clients and new listings by showing all of the great marketing material that they're going to create. By including floor plans and really just great listing media in general, you're going to appeal to potential home buyers and can even help to generate better qualified leads who know and understand that the property matches their needs and really fits their lifestyle before taking any sort of next step. Now, outside of just listings, you can also use CubiCasa to provide helpful resources when working with your buyers. So you'll, of course, be able to create floor plans as you're walking through touring properties, but you can also generate other helpful property reports for your clients as they're making the decision of which home to actually move forward with, or if they already have an accepted offer, to start planning out their move or any sort of improvement projects that they want to do to their new home. So everything that I've talked about thus far is just kind of about floor plans in general. How does that lead into what CubiCasa is and why I'm actually talking with you today? To give you some high level background, we started a number of years ago essentially as a floor plan redraw service. But we've evolved into what we are today, which is an amazing mobile app that allows you to quickly and easily scan a property in just a couple of minutes to create an accurate floor plan. That same quick scan also allows you to generate the individual room dimensions that you can then use to populate the listing or to share with potential home buyers. And that same scan allows you to create a number of different 2D and 3D style floor plans, all in just a quick 5-minute scan. Now, at first thought, it may sound like this is going to be, a complicated or technical process, maybe even time consuming, even though I did just say a few minutes. The good news is it's probably easier than you're thinking. If you look at this image on screen, that gives you a good glimpse into what you'll look like as you're walking through scanning homes. You'll simply open up the app, confirm the property address, and when you begin the new scan, it will pull up a camera type view like you see on the device screen there. You're then ready to hold your device at about chest height level, walk the perimeter of every room on the interior of the home. You can also capture any outdoor spaces that you want featured on the floor plan, so things like porches, decks, or patios. As you're walking through scanning, you're going to get real-time feedback. So if you're moving too quickly, for example, if you get too close to a wall, the app will help you to correct that in real time, which makes the process as easy as possible for you as the scanner. But the more important piece of that is it allows you to get the most accurate scan, so you'll get the most accurate measurements and floor plan as the end result. Last thing to note about the app is that it is available for both Apple and Android devices. Any device from the last 8 years or so will work for you. Next, let's take a look at an actual scan in action. Unfortunately, I can't show, a fully live demo where my computer follows me as I scan. So this will be the next best thing. This video is available on our YouTube channel. So if it's coming through a little choppy or pixelated since we're over streaming, highly recommend checking out our YouTube. You'll find this video as you're getting started, alongside some other helpful ones like best scanning practices. Really good place to start. But for this particular video, it's going to show the 3 sort of general steps that you'll take. 1, to begin the scan. 2, a quick look at the actual scanning process as you move throughout the home. And then 3, once you've completed the scan, how to actually submit that to us and select the different types of floor plans that you want for that particular property. Now, first up, when you begin the new scan will be to select the property type. Single family home, townhouse, apartment, condo, you can scan any type of home. You'll confirm the street address and review a few best practice scanning tips before you begin. And then from there, it will pull up that camera type view that I mentioned, and you're ready to begin scanning the perimeter of the entire interior of the home. as well as any of those exterior spaces that you want featured on the floor plan, like those porches, decks, patios, detached garages, ADUs, basically anything off of the main home. Once you finish scanning, so you've captured everything inside, you've captured those outdoor spaces, you'll submit directly in the app like you see here. Select the different types of 2D or 3D floor plan options that you want. And within 24 hours, your floor plans will be available to download. It really is just as simple as you saw there, holding your device and kind of walking throughout the space. That video gave us a quick glimpse into a couple of interior areas. We saw that deck area off the back of the home. I always like to show this example here of a pretty non-traditional layout. We've got curved walls, which are always a pain to measure. There's a pool in the backyard. There's an ADU off of the main property. All of this was captured as part of one single continuous scan. And the same process will be true for homes with multiple stories. You just need that one single scan. In those situations, we recommend starting in the basement or lowest level of the home, kind of working your way up from there. You do not need to pause or stop the scan as you move from level to level. You'll just continue scanning the staircase as you walk up or down. And the same process will be true like the example that you see here on screen with any of those outdoor spaces. You do not need to pause or stop the scan as you move from inside the home to outside. You'll just continue scanning as you walk out the door and capture any of those outdoor spaces that you want featured on the floor plan. Now, once you've completed that scan, so you've captured everything inside, you've captured any of those outdoor spaces, you'll be able to download your 2D floor plans within 24 hours. And that same quick scan allows you to create all the different types of 2D and 3D style products that we offer. So next, we'll take a quick look at what's available to you once you've done the scan, all those different types of floor plans that you'll have access to, including your MLS sponsored benefits, unlimited free basic floor plans, and a 10% discount on any upgraded options that you select beyond that. First up is our basic floor plan, which we call Light. This is going to be a really great starting point for you. You're actually going to have unlimited access to these free floor plans, which makes it a really great starting point to make floor plans a little bit more standard practice when you're getting your listings put together. It's also a great option to use with your buyers as you're walking through touring properties. You can quickly scan and have this really nice resource that you can provide them with. It's only going to take you a few minutes to scan the home. The best part is it's free. This option will cover properties up to 5,000 square feet of scanned area. So that will include the internal square footage, as well as any of those outdoor spaces that you capture, like the deck or the porch in the example that you see here on screen. It's available to save with or without the room dimensions included. So what you see here has each room labeled with the dimensions of that space listed below. If you just needed more of like a marketing style floor plan, or we're just looking to showcase the general layout of the space, you can toggle those dimensions off and just have the names of each room listed. Last thing to note about the Light floor plans is that because this is a free product for you, it also does not require a credit card or any sort of billing information to be added to your account for you to begin scanning and creating floor plans. On top of this free basic version, there are a number of optional paid add-ons that you can choose from. Everything that we offer is all created from that same 5-minute scan. So there's nothing different or additional that you need to do in terms of actually scanning the property. And everything's also available on a per use or a la carte basis. So you can pick and choose what's wanted or needed for each individual property that you scan. There are no monthly fees or subscription fees or anything like that. You only pay for the products that you actually select. And for the Light floor plan, which I've still got pulled up here on the screen, again, that will be free and unlimited for those properties up to 5,000 square feet of scanned area. This next sample floor plan that you'll see here shows our 3 most popular packages, all of the same property, kind of broken into thirds. Light on the left-hand side is that free basic floor plan that we just talked about. Plus, what you see here in the middle is an upgraded package that unlocks a number of different things. I would say the key piece here is the fixed furniture. So that's where you'll see things like appliances in the kitchen, islands, wraparound countertops, as well as fixtures in the bathrooms and wet spaces. So things like tubs, toilets, vanities, shower stalls, all of that will actually be drawn onto the floor plan to help better visualize the room. This also allows you to create custom styles and color schemes of your floor plan. You can save out multiple versions for different types of marketing. You can create two different property reports. And it also includes our interactive style floor plan called CubiCasa Tour, which I'll give you a look at here in just a moment. Lastly, on the right-hand side, we've got Plus 3D, which, as the name implies, introduces a 3D style floor plan. The 3D floor plans have colors and textures matched to the space as closely as possible, and will also include actual loose furniture within the home. So things like sofas, beds, dining tables, all of that will actually be drawn onto the floor plan to help better visualize the space. You're also going to see that 10% discount applied for any of the paid upgrades or packages that you select, which is reflected here in the pricing on screen. Brings the cost down to just $13.50 for the Plus package, or $58.50 if you need the 3D style floor plan created. And with light, to reiterate once more that we've got on the left-hand side here, that is going to be free and unlimited for those properties up to 5,000 square feet of scanned area. Now, in addition to these three main popular options, there are a number of other 2D and 3D style products that you can generate, all from that same quick scan. For the sake of time today, I'm not going to walk through every single thing that you can create, but we do have an appraisal grade product that will show the livable versus non-livable square footage of a home. We have a full lineup of 3D options beyond just the floor plans, including video rendering walkthroughs, as well as CAD files. These are editable CAD files, so great if you're working with clients who are going to flip a home or any sort of project like that. You can create a home report, which will give you an overview and level by level breakdown of the home. We also have a snapshots feature that actually allows you to take photos as you're walking through scanning. And you can take your floor plan to the next level by making it interactive using the CubiCasa Tour, which I'll give you a look at here in just a second. Now, as a reminder, with everything that we've talked about today, all these different products that encourage everyone to kind of poke around the app and website to get familiar with, you're again going to have unlimited access to the free light floor plans, and all of the available upgrade options are available on that per use basis. So you can pick and choose what you want or need for each individual property that you scan. One product I did want to give you a closer look at is the CubiCasa Tour. So this will actually be included with all of your Plus or Plus 3D orders at no additional cost. This allows you to take the floor plan that you've already created for the home, upload the listing photos that you're planning to use for that listing, and have this automatically generated virtual tour created. It's going to be a hosted experience. So it's just a URL that you can copy paste onto the virtual tour field on the listing, share out on social media, wherever you want to blast it out from there. But this will actually take your listing photos, map them out on the floor plan into all of these clickable hotspots where the consumer can then kind of click through your photos and see exactly where they were taken within the home to really get a better feel for the layout of the space and how all of the rooms are sort of interconnected. So now that you have completed your scan, you've selected the different types of floor plans you want. Maybe now you've created your CubiCasa Tour for that listing. The last step is to download your floor plans, add them to the listing, share them with your clients from there. The actual floor plan images can be downloaded as either JPEG or PNG files. You can use these to upload directly into the listing itself alongside the rest of your photos, or of course, just send right to your clients. The different types of reports that you can generate, like the home report or the snapshots report, will both be available as PDFs. Worth noting for the file download, you can do so right in the CubiCasa app, so using your phone or mobile device, or you can log into CubiCasa from your computer. If you head to our website, you'll be able to log into your dashboard. Either option, you can download all of the files right to whatever device you're using, and then be able to share them out from there. So that's really everything that I wanted to cover in terms of, what CubiCasa is, a quick look at how to use the app and the different types of floor plans that are available to you. From here, there's kind of two different paths that you can take or explore. The first one is if all of this sounds interesting to you, but you maybe don't have the time to scan your listings or just don't want to, that's totally fine. We actually work with a network of photographers all across the country who include our floor plans with the regular photo shoot packages. So there wouldn't be anything that you need to do on your end. You can access that list of photographers by logging into your CubiCasa dashboard. It will take your actual geolocation, show you those local companies that you can work with. Now, on the flip side of that, if all of this sounds interesting to you and you do want to scan the properties yourself, which I hope everyone joining us today will, you do want to be able to go in and edit and customize your floor plans once they've been created. I always like to highlight our amazing support team. There's a lot of different things that you can do, a lot of things you may have questions about as you get started with scanning. You can reach us at any time. We've got live chat baked into both the mobile app and the desktop site. That will be the fastest way to get in touch. You can also shoot us an email at help@cubicasa.com. Either option will get you directly connected to our support team, and we'll be able to walk through any sort of questions that you have. So now moving into next steps for you to get started. First up, of course, is to create your CubiCasa account if you haven't done so already. You can do so by clicking through the link on your MLS listings dashboard, or you can scan the QR code that I'll pull back up here on screen in just a second. Either option will take you to that same sign up page. You'll be able to create your account, have your discount automatically applied, and have that unlimited free option added as well. And then once your account is created, you are ready to start scanning and getting floor plans for all of your listings. Really could not be any easier. I always recommend download the app, do a test scan of your own home. You'll get a feel for how fast and easy the process is. You're also probably already familiar with the measurements of your home, or at least have a general idea of them. So you'll get a chance to see how accurate the floor plans are too. So that's really everything that I wanted to cover with you today. Hopefully, this was helpful to get an introduction to what CubiCasa is and how you can use our app to create awesome floor plans for your listings and all of this great marketing material that you can then use to market the home and really just to share with your clients to have a really nice experience on the sales side or even on the buy side when you're working with your buyers.
Great job, Joseph, as always. I forgot to put in the chat. If you guys have any questions for Joseph, you can throw them in the chat, or if you want to come, anyone wants to come off mute, we can go ahead and answer any questions
Yeah.
as well if they have. So I'm just gonna take a peek at the chat or see if anyone have raised their hands if they do have any questions. Um, and we'll see. Otherwise, I think we'll transition. But fantastic job as always.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I don't know how this was done, but I was recently looking at a property and there was a way that you could stage and unstage the room. I'm assuming that's just whatever in staging company they had did that.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Because were you looking at photos or?
It was photos of the house, but it was interactive.
Hmm.
So when the picture came up, you could choose if you wanted it staged modern or
Mm.
farmhouse or all these different things or just a blank slate, which I was like, well, that's interesting because then you could kind of get a feel for I don't want to see anything in it or just different
Yeah.
styles.
Yeah, so that actually isn't something that's available within CubiCasa, but there
Okay.
is that same sort of concept where you can use the listing photos. Now, this
Got
would
it.
only display, what was there when the photos were taken, or if the photos were
Okay.
taken in a vacant home, but still where you can kind of swipe through to get kind of
Hmm.
familiar with the different rooms in the space. That's not to say that we won't have an option in the future where you can kind of switch out the furniture or see staged versus empty. There's a lot of cool stuff that we're working on with the CubiCasa tour that will be coming soon over the next few months. But for right now, it's just going to be like this, where it's actually the listing photos and what was in the photos when we kind of map them out.
The other question I have, you mentioned you do work currently with some photographers.
Hmm.
Is there a way, because we do have some of our affiliates who are photographers, is there a way that we can let them know, hey, you should get in touch with CubiCasa, here's something they do, because then they can add that to their kind of portfolio of, hey, we also do this.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get them directly connected to me. Feel free to pass along my contact info.
Okay.
It's a great program. Our photographers will see benefits just like the agents joining us today. It's really a win-win for everybody involved. And the goal there is that bigger picture mission that I mentioned at the beginning, really just to get a floor plan on every listing, regardless of if it's your photographer who does it or if you as the agent do it. We just want that for the consumer experience and for them to have, great listing media. So
Yeah. And I will say, I think floor plans are important, especially when you're selling, I'll say this for the Bay Area, more in the downtown area maybe, or with the older Victorian homes, because what I've noticed is that you see pictures of the rooms, but what you don't realize is that in some of the Victorian rooms, those are rooms. They're little literal rooms off of a hallway. So you don't
mhm.
realize that your dining room is off of a hallway and your living room is off of a hallway. So when you
Yeah.
see it, it helps you visualize kind of what that looks like.
Yeah, the layout of the space. That's a
Yeah.
great point to make because the photo's typically limited to just one single room at a time. Whereas if you
Mhm.
have the floor plan where you can say, okay, this is the dining room where that photo was taken, you can see how that relates to the rest of the property.
Yeah.
So it makes total sense for that style of home.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, I have a question if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's our MLS ID? I'm trying to sign up for this thing.
For the MLS login ID, you'll just want to match whatever ID you're using to actually log into MLS listings.
Okay,
So if you have a username or login ID, you don't necessarily actually need to fill that section out, or you
you
can
don't,
just put, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But we typically recommend match whatever your login ID is on the MLS listing side.
because I can't remember it.
Usually it's your license number.
Who's that?
Or that,
License?
yeah.
Yeah, the license number.
Who said that? Mark Messimer?
Daniel, sorry.
Okay, sorry. Tell Mark I said hi also. Little bugger doesn't call me back.
I'm right here, Mark.
Oh, you see that, buddy? No
Uh,
mistake.
uh,
Okay, excellent. I apologize. I missed the first 10. I was trying to log in. I'm always waiting. Jody will tell you this. I'm always last to sign up. So when I sign up, when I signed up at 1:05, then you have to wait 5 minutes for Score to send you the link. So I missed the first 10 or 15 minutes. Did I miss much, or was it more just nothing?
I'm not sure
oh,
when the 10 minutes got
I think we started
started.
at 105, so you didn't miss anything.
Okay. Now it looks like a nice little product though. Did you show how you do it? Was that part of your first 10 minutes?
Yes, yeah. So
No,
there is
that's
kind of a quick overview, but we've got tons of recorded sessions that will be available. I think we've recorded all 3 levels with you guys of our class. So sort of the beginner class, kind of the how-to, what it is, and then those more intermediate and advanced classes where we look a little bit more into all of the available products that you can create, as well as all of the things that you can do with a floor plan once it's been created, editing, customizing, all that sort of fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
put in
so-
there, Mark. I'm gonna put in a link to that one we've done before. So if you did want to watch it from the start, you'll have it.
well, you're a hell of a guy. Thanks, David.
Sure thing.
I have another question, guys, since no one else seems to be asking questions. I'm very shy, but I'll have to get through this. I noticed you had a couple where you had the furniture in there. Is that the furniture you have staged in the pictures, or is that furniture that you can do virtually, or it does? I wasn't sure about that part.
Yeah, so we will match the furniture as closely as possible to what's actually there in real life. Now,
Okay.
something to keep in mind is if you do scan a vacant home, we can still fill it with sort of standard furniture. It's not going to be as customizable as like a virtual staging where you can kind of pick and choose each individual piece, that sort of thing. But if you do scan a vacant home and still want to give that 3D visualization with the furniture in it, you can let us know like, hey, I'm looking for, Scandinavian style furniture with a blue and green color scheme throughout the home, that sort of thing. And we'll be able to match to that. But it's not quite as customizable as like a full virtual staging. So just something to keep in mind.
Since we're going to fill this 1 hour up, you have an hour here. Home reports, snapshot. Can you give us a couple samples of that?
Yeah, so let me see if I can share my or change my screen share. Bear with me 1 second. I'll pull up a sample of each of those just so you can get an actual full screen view. Bear with me one moment. All right, so this should pull up. Can you see the report on my screen now?
Yes.
Kind of taking up the middle? Okay, perfect. So this is an example of what the home report looks like. And I'm actually going to go to what ends up being the first page of the report, which is this here. Sort of a high level, key detail property summary. So you'll see the floor plan that gets created for that property, and then the beds, baths count, if there's a garage, total square footage, that type of info. And then it will dive into a level by level and then room by room breakdown of the space, where it will give you the room dimensions for each area that you're looking at. It will include some high level details here too of if it's a finished space, if it's heated, that's what's used for the appraisal side of things. This is customizable too. So if you scan a property that's being rehabbed, for example, and it shows as non-finished, but you go in and finish it, you can actually go in and tweak that when you're editing the floor plan. But it just makes it nice to share the individual room dimensions with clients and see kind of the full breakdown of the entire property.
Oh, nicely done. And how much extra is that on top of what's the cost for that bolt on?
Yeah, so these are both included, and I'm pulling the snapshots report up next. These are both included with the Plus or Plus 3D. So there's no additional cost. If you get Plus, it's just $13.50 for the full package. So you'll get the customizable floor plans, you'll get the different reports, you can create the CubiCasa tour. It's sort of one bundled package with different products.
Excellent. And you're going to show another report? What's the other one
Yep, I'm pulling up the snapshots here, which should be visible now, hopefully. You see a different report. It will look similar with the start here, but the snapshots report, this actually allows you to take photos as you're walking through scanning. And then you'll get a report that looks like this with each of your photos next to a floor plan pinpointing where each photo was actually taken in the space. So this is a nice way to highlight, key features of the property that maybe aren't included on the listing photos, or if you're working with buy-side clients and you just want to snap certain areas that maybe need improvement or that they've talked about changing, whatever the case may be, you can quickly snap photos as you're walking through and then get this really nice report with all of the photos and the actual floor plan to show you where those were taken. So this ends up being actually kind of similar to the CubiCasa tour, which is the interactive style floor plan where it will map out the photos. But this actually allows you to take photos as you're scanning the property. It's just a button that you can tap as you walk through, and then you'll get this snapshots report at the end.
Okay, so I got it. So actually, while you're measuring, you can take a snapshot of that one room. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So you'll be walking through with your device. You can just tap on the screen to take photos as you're scanning.
And how's the accuracy on this thing? Pretty good?
Yep. So in the testing that we've done where we compared new users scanning the same property versus hand measuring and laser measuring, the testing that we did saw 95% plus accuracy for all devices. And for LiDAR devices, so iPhone Pro from the last 6 or so years, iPad Pro from the last couple years, those have LiDAR, which helps to make things a little bit more precise. And for those devices, we saw 97% plus accuracy. And something worth noting just for accuracy in general, we'll include a disclaimer listed along the bottom of every floor plan that you create that notes that the measurements are deemed highly reliable, but not guaranteed. So that will cover, that couple percentage points that you may see in variance of those measurements.
And can you show us two of the things, the 3D video render and actually there's three, that 3D floor and the GLA or CLA report?
Yeah, so the GLA is the gross living area report. And there's actually let me step back to the product lineup, because you can see kind of small glimpses into each of these. This one here shows the GLA report. That's going to be the gross living area. So this is our appraisal grade product. It follows ANSI standards. So it follows the same standards that our appraisers are using to calculate the livable versus non-livable square footage. It will give you a report that includes, a color-coded floor plan to show livable versus non-livable, and then includes all of the area calculations that appraisers are actually using to appraise the property. So this will be a PDF report that you can download, and then you can also download just the image file of that floor plan itself. When it comes to the 3D products that are available, when you create a 3D floor plan, which is what you see here on the left here, you can also create a 3D video rendering, which will be a couple minute long walkthrough of that rendered space. It's going to be probably about 2-ish minutes long on average. Typically, we'll start at the front door, kind of work our way through from there. The thing you want to keep in mind with the video rendering is it's based off of the 3D render. So it's not going to be an actual video of you walking through the space. It's going to be a rendered space that lines up to the actual 3D floor plan that was created. But still a nice way to get that visualization of the layout of the home. We see this being used a lot of times for out-of-state buyers or out-of-state investors that aren't able to actually be there in person and want to get kind of a glimpse of the layout of the space and how all of the rooms are connected. So we've actually got tons of sample videos on our YouTube channel highlighting different types of products being captured with those 3D renders. And then there was a link. I think I saw someone send a link in the chat box. I'll send one right now to our YouTube channel where you'll find the video that we watched earlier today. And then you'll also be able to see tons of different samples of the 3D video renders as well.
Yeah, I would have put in the link is also in the chat right there, just to the one we did.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, the 101.
Now, can you do a ebook on this one? Or you guys, as an ebook, an option for some of this stuff?
For like the floor plan output?
Yeah.
Or
whatever.
are you asking MLS listings for training material?
An ebook out of it where they can kind of come through it. Maybe it doesn't make sense. I don't know.
I know what you're referring to, and that is actually something that we've been building out. Basically like a quick start guide. That's like I think right now it's like a 6-page PDF that you can kind of flip through. It's not publicly available yet, but it should hopefully be finalized in the next few weeks. And then we'll be able to share it with MLS listings so you guys can kind of distribute it out too. So everyone will have access. But that's kind of what you're describing, basically like a quick little ebook or quick start guide that you can use with kind of high level, learning materials.
And then virtual reality. Are you guys working on that at all with those goggles? Is that something
not right now? Hopefully that is something that we can offer. I think that's a cool experience. I've used the Zillow app on the Apple headset where you can kind of like go into the photo and look around the room. We don't have anything like that as of now, but not to say we won't in the future.
Nice, either way, nice program, nice job. Hey, David, if you ever see Mark Missimer running around, will you redirect me back to my place?
You got it, Mark. You got it.
Hey, Mark with a C, as long as you're here, still with us. You still there, Mark? You haven't run off yet?
There.
Hey, Mark, I do have a question for you. Let's say you're the listing agent, and I'm a buyer's agent, and I come in and I want to use the CubiCasa on your listing. For the proper etiquette, the proper behavior, should I ask you first as the listing agent if that's okay to do?
Are we asking me or Mark?
I was asking Mark if he's still here, but I'm not sure.
I saw him go on mute, so I wasn't sure.
He's on mute. Yeah,
He's on
Mark,
mute.
you're on mute.
See, here I try and talk to the guy.
I love Mark, believe it or not. Even though he spells Mark wrong, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's like autism or whatever he has. Hey, ask the question again, Mark, and I'll give you whatever an answer.
From your standpoint, and you've been a listing agent for years. I come in as the buyer's agent, and I want to do a CubiCasa scan of your listing. Should I ask you first if that's okay?
Yep. Not the legality wise, I can't explain it, but my opinion only, sellers, buyers get really sensitive about things being taken.
Yeah.
I think the professional way to do it always is to ask the agent permission, right?
Okay.
And most agents will say, fine, I don't see a reason, but you never know. So the answer is I would. How's that?
Yep. That's what my answer would be too. We always say it's best practice just to ask the listing agent before you scan someone else's home that you're not already working with.
Or just do it and ask for forgiveness.
Or that.
Good question. Good to see you're live, Mark. I was worried about you.
Thanks, Mark, for your input. I appreciate it.
All right, let's see. Oh, anyone else here? I'm just looking at the chat. I don't see any other questions. Last chance to ask Joseph. Otherwise, I know Joseph, you shared, how to go ahead and get in touch with you. You can always send it as well to ProDev, PRODEV, ProDev at MLSlistings.com. They'll go to me and Mark, and we'll get an answer one way or the other. But yeah, Joseph, I want to thank you again for coming on today.
Hey, Jason,
fantastic.
I do have a question. Can't let you go yet, brother. Hey, do you have a longer presentation of this? And the reason I'm asking, not for today, but I run the #1 speaker-centric meeting in the world, right? The universe. It's called the Monday Morning Masterminds.
All right, Mark. Gee, thanks.
Oh, Jody, is this something you can, if I want you to present, could you fill an hour up?
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually typically what we do for sort of our full session. We'll walk through the dashboard as well. And then that typically covers about 45 minutes. And then we'll open up the room for Q&A and have kind of a 15-minute Q&A period. So always happy to do that if that's something that you want to get on the books.
Yeah, Mark or Dave can give you my information. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or Jody. But she won't.
Hey,
Bye, Jody. Anyway, thumbs up. Good job. Good product.
I have a quick question, Jody. This is Raymond Lee. So I'm looking at your 3D video rendering, and you can walk through a house.
Mm-hmm.
What if I went in and did a scan, and there's a wall there that I don't like, and I want to open it up? Do you guys have capability of me to change the floor plan and then render a new walkthrough, or is that just too high level?
Yeah, we don't do that for the 3D products. It's just going to be based on what was actually there when you scanned. But we do have an editing tool that you can use for the 2D floor plan output. If you're working with clients who are going to, say, redo the kitchen or, take down a wall, add a wall, something like that, you can actually play around with our editing tool and make those sort of adjustments on your end.
That's just 2D, correct?
That's just 2D, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. All right.
But there's also the CAD files too. That would include 3D. This isn't something that we would adjust on our end, but you will have access for 3D CAD files that you can create. And that might be
potentially give that to somebody who could do that for me.
Yeah, a designer that uses CAD software, they can actually go in and move the walls around. That's going to include the 3D output as well. So it will have the cabinetry in the kitchen, all that sort of stuff. It's not something that we do, but we do create the file where if you then wanted to take that elsewhere to a designer or whatever the case may be, that's an option for any property you scan.
That's great. And then lastly, as probably with a few people on here, I downloaded this, I'm sure about maybe a year ago, and have never used it. And I'm now seeing your thing again. I've jumped back in. Is there a phone number I can call to straighten out my account information?
So we don't have a live phone number. We have live chat baked into both the app and site. So that will be the fastest way to get in touch. And then if you do need sort of a one-on-one help from there, we can set up a Google Meet and someone from our support team will be able to connect with you and kind of walk through that process.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
Another question. Of course.
Go for it.
I have an iPhone 13. Does that have LiDAR or not?
If you have the Pro model, it will have LiDAR, yes.
And then can you use your application on my Mac or PC?
So it's just web-based to access the dashboard. To actually scan the property, you do need to use the mobile app. So you'll need to use your phone to scan. But once the floor plan's been created, you can actually access it from the web as well.
Okay. Thanks, Joseph.
Of course.
Right. Let's see. That looks like we've got everything. So I think Joseph, thanks so much for presenting that. And again, we've got the link, the videos and the link if you want to get a nice refresher. And I think we've got you coming back as well later on in the year for a 103, kind of an advanced.
We'll do a deeper dive. So
yeah, so everyone just keep an eye out.
It looks like Steven has a question. It's on the chat.
Oh, Steven. Let's see here. Thank you, Mark. Looks like Steven. And okay, Steven, do you want to come off mute? Just otherwise, I see it says I have a question. That's it. So if you want to come off mute, love to. Or if you want to put it in the chat, that works too.
Hey, I tried. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Or if you want to send it to us later. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Steven. All right. Is the home report information from the scan, or is the information from another source?
That will be from the scan itself. So it will match the current number of beds, baths, the current square footage based on what you actually scan.
Gotcha. All right. Steven's happy with that answer. So thank you, Steven. Appreciate all the questions here. Again, last chance to ask a question here. Otherwise, we're gonna thank Joseph for coming on here one last time. And I think looks like we got everything. So
Excellent.
Mark, yeah. I think Mark, did you want to go ahead? I know we've got a nice announcement coming tonight at 9 p.m.
Yeah, we do.
Want to make sure we do cover that.
Let's get a
real
screen
quick
share going here. There he is. Now I can see Mark. Looking real sporty there today.
Nice. Very
And
nice.
here we go. So, David, this is, of course, the pro dashboard from MLS Listings. And, we've all been working in this and got, we know what the cards are and how they work. But look at that first card I've got on the left-hand side. That's the scorecard. Right, for lack of a better term, the scorecard. So if Jody, if you're still there with us,
I am.
This is your team worked on this card. Your team updates this card, and it's what a great way to just keep information flowing between the two websites.
Yeah. So anytime you're on it, add that card. You can see upcoming announcements from SCORE, upcoming classes. And again, it's only for SCORE members, as my understanding. So other associations won't see it. Will they see it if they are a secondary member?
I believe so.
Okay.
If they have a secondary status at SCORE, in fact, and here's the card right there. Starts with news at SCORE. So that's how you get it up on your dashboard. But Silvar is not going to see SCORE. None of the other. I got to tell you, everyone, SCORE is they're the ones that I think thought this thing up. They're the ones that jumped on it first. They're the ones that have their team involved. The other associations have not gone down this path.
Are you kidding?
Nice. That's I'm looking forward to that ADU one on the 28th myself.
I was going to say that's
I just saw
see Mr. Bustamante there. Everyone got interested in this one, right? Not the Pumpkin Festival.
So there it is.
Property flipping in ADUs.
It's already caught my attention. But
that's gonna. He's the guy that teaches this is awesome. He's in there he is, Scott. He's a title escrow officer. But he's done several classes for us, and it's amazing what he talks about.
Yep. Excellent. He is very good, guys.
Yeah. And Dave, we are doing October 31st. We are going to have a more in-depth, we'll have the city here. Let's talk about permitting. We'll have Mara West, which has an ADU loan program. And some ADU builders. So keep an eye out for that for October 31st.
Fantastic. Yeah, we get a lot of questions about some of the details involving it, and I don't have the answers. So I'd love to hear from kind of get into the weeds on some of that.
And is Symbian still around?
They are, they're actually changing their focus to more of the permitting aspect. But they still do have their Symbian build site where you can go ahead and see the feasibility of having an ADU. So it's been a while. I actually need to reach out to them, and I think we're going to do a little podcast ourselves just to get caught up on kind of what they're up to.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hey, Jody.
Yep.
Always good to see you, first of all. You know that.
Good to see you, Mark.
You smile. Hey, what do you have coming up in the way of AI? Because I'll tell you, that class you had 2 weeks ago was excellent, above average.
October 15th, we are going to have it's actually a workshop. So bring your laptop, come to SCORE. And her name is Jamie. She was on that AI class. She's going to be actually walking you through how to do a lot of those AI things that he was working through. And my goal is to have him come back and do the Canva for AI classes
Awesome.
um,
Awesome.
so that you can dive into those. And
Yeah,
you just to triple check, somebody on that class said that there was some kind of MLS Canva interaction, and I was like, no, I don't think that's happening.
No, no, not yet. No,
I didn't
No,
think so.
not
no,
even
never.
anything on the roadmap for that
Yeah.
I know of.
No, it was, I'll tell you guys who didn't go to that class, one of the best classes in the value. It was 8 hours, 7 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, it was, and honestly, only the last maybe 1 minute was a QVC commercial. It was very, very little. And for that, it was just incredible. And thank you, Jody. You know, I look at what Jody does and I see what the other group, we're not going to mention Silvar. Did I say it? I'm not going to mention that company, but they suck sometimes. And Jody's SCORE does a great job. I love it. Keep up the good work, Jody.
Thank
Mark
you.
Messmer, you suck. No, you're good.
I love Mark. What other updates? Do you have any other updates, or does anybody have any questions?
Sorry, I've got one more. And I know you talked about this, Joseph, about it says you can pick a membership through the app or the website and to use your DRE number. I've tried that, didn't work. Jody, is there something special we should be put? There's like maybe 60 different associations. I don't see SCORE on here though for some reason.
Oh, I think you'll just like select MLS listings.
Yes.
On there.
is it
Yep.
MLS
The
listings?
sign up is just going to be MLS listings as a whole.
Gotcha.
So any association under them will still select MLS listings.
Got it. Thank you.
Great. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, anything coming with AI coming up with the MLS?
Not that I know of. We've still got it in listing management. Listing management can still help you with your AI describe my property options, build your remarks for you. It can work with going back into the history of the APN number and pulling information forward to the current listing. We're constantly looking for ways to do it, but we don't want to jeopardize the data of the MLS into a non-secured AI environment. So we are, very conscious of that and not letting that take place. So we're baby steps, baby steps.
I'm going to say baby steps. I mean, here's the AI ship is leaving you guys, and you're going to be on the dock waving goodbye.
Oh, I use AI on a daily basis. Believe me, we are not, we use it to cut code. There's lots of uses in the MLS, but actually attached to the software that you guys are using, there's 4 or 5 examples throughout mostly listing management. But if it works and we can keep it secure, we'll use it.
Yeah, our group, the Monday Morning Mastermind, we're big on the AI. In fact, Jody, next week we have another AI person. I sent you a link. That's for Monday. So either way, we're lucky to have the MLS and SCORE. Thank you guys for a phenomenal
sir.
job.
Thank you, sir.
Joseph, give me a call. Mark, I'll be waiting by the phone for you.
I know. Keep holding your breath. Hey, David, before we get out of town,
Sure.
the 2-letter code in front of an MLS number is the decoder ring of where did that listing come from.
Yeah. So it's an easy way to go ahead and see if we're getting, we're ever since the NorCal data feed, we're bringing in listings from all over surrounding MLSs. So you could always see it in the actual MLS number itself. It says SF at San Francisco, but we got a lot of different codes. So now right underneath the MLS number, we're just going to spell it out for you, just so you can see, okay, is this, an out of area agent who's coming
Right.
to our and taking business inside here? Where are we pulling the data from? And if you click on the link, it'll actually show you, geography wise, okay,
Right.
where exactly, because we do have sometimes agents from LA and other things, and they can't get it on tour, right, Mark? Because
That's the big thing. They can't get it on tour.
right, because the systems there don't have that capability. So just something we've recently added there.
Okay. And then David, the coming out of your studio, the Danielle Hale video from realtor.com still gonna
Yeah.
be up for a couple weeks. And Danielle, like all of our economists that we tap into, really, looked at Silicon Valley, what's going on with employment. For Mark Blau, what's going on with AI that is driving the employment, that is keeping people, at pay scales that can afford Silicon Valley housing. And then absolutely the insurance. What's going on with insurance, not only in, downtown San Jose, but, downtown Boulder Creek as well, because, it's all being affected by insurance right now.
Yeah, we had Jordan Levine on. We did
Yep.
Selma Happ from Cotality, of course. I was Cotality, and now and of course Danielle Hale from Realtor.com. She's fantastic. Only gonna have it up for another maybe a week and a half, so then we got to pull it. So yeah, definitely if you haven't had a chance to, it's on the
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Just pop in and take a look, and I think you'll
And hit
enjoy
that
it.
subscribe button,
So.
definitely. David, this week on the Foundation series is listing management. And you and I are fond of saying, don't wait till you get the listing before you learn listing management.
Sure.
Do it now. It's part of the listing presentation. It's going to help you with understanding the marketing capabilities for each and every seller.
Yeah, we do this every month. Every week we do that, right? And last week of the month's always listing management, which is a lot to cover. There's a
Yep.
lot in there to cover. So, and there's always confusion on members only and things like that. So it's a great one to either new agents for sure, and we get a lot of seasoned agents who maybe just want a little refresher, maybe something we've added that they haven't seen before. So,
Yeah, exactly.
hopefully to see you guys in there. So.
Yep. David, is part of the overall learn when you need to learn and get on with your job attitude, observations that we at the MLS have been making, and we're building our programs accordingly.
Yeah, which is, we've got different flavors, and so it's really a lot of times the agents are busy, everyone's busy, so we know maybe you don't have the full hour.
Right.
So a lot of these, we always start with a topic, and you can see Mark is on there, on the coffee talk coming up. We do that first Monday of each month, 11 a.m. So we'll do, we'll start it off, you can see, and then our open forum, we're back on there, some tips and tricks on the September 30th. But, we do the first maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then it's open to Q&A. So, if you just have a few minutes and need an answer, pop on in, get your answer, and then you can pop on out. Some
Yep.
agents stay the whole time, some pop out and leave. We just want to make it so that you don't have to stay for an hour. You can pop on in and you can get whatever, move up out your day. So
Exactly.
we've got different flavors for everybody there.
Exactly.
So
Your coffee talk show is the next one in line. This one last Tuesday of every month, so it's next Tuesday. This one the first Monday of every month.
yeah, first Monday every month. And so, yeah, very casual. You can pop in, you can leave your camera off. But like we said, we do usually the first 20 minutes of talking, kind of giving some updates and things. And then it's really up to Q&A and see what
Right.
people have a question for. We had Robert Bustamante on last show,
Always a
compliance.
draw. Always a
uh,
draw.
Always, yeah. Robert always brings the big numbers, right? So,
Alicia and I are definitely going to be talking about what do you do at the end of the year? Well, MLS listings, we're not just about list and search. We want to help
Yeah,
you in a lot of
yeah.
different areas of your business.
Talking about chat, AI and ChatGPT, you can see there on the 14th of November, we will have Michael Thorne there to be a presentation on some AI. So, but we're starting this up in October. Yeah, running through November. It's just instead of waiting until January, it's a good time. Maybe I can't believe it's almost October, but
I know.
this year's flying by. And maybe start looking inward and say, hey, maybe some things I want to improve on my business on going into next year. Start with you can see here Haley Ingram, right? And talking about coffee and contracts, how to actually turn social media leads into clients and what to do.
Right.
So very not just theory, but actually application.
Yeah,
So
you're going to do the work right there in the class. This is not about, come and listen to what we can do and then you can go do it yourself. No, we're going to help you right there in the class. Building clients from your social media sphere as well. And then Dave, ProDev, you mentioned it before, ProDev at MLSlistings.com.
yeah.
The gateway to
Well,
getting
yeah,
answers.
if you did have something you wanted us to reach out to Joseph or CubiCasa or just any old training question or anything, it's the quickest way. I get it, Mark gets it, it goes to
Yep.
all our group. And so just send it to prodev at MLSlistings.com. We'll get right back to you. So
Jody, another fine show. We have used up all of it and